we have a great guest coming up. Daniel, he's with the music group The Thirsting. It offers cutting-edge Catholic music, which speaks to today's generation. Right now, though, we're going to give you a little taste of The Thirsting with this song, Universal Youth. Let's take a look at that, and we'll be back talking with Daniel in just a moment.
This is a song of a new revolution. These are the words of a new generation. One love, one church founded by Jesus Christ. One love, one hope that'll never ever die. This is a song of a new revolution. We are the saints of a new generation. One love, one hope founded by Jesus Christ. One love, one church that'll never ever die. We bring light to the fallen ones. We bring hope to the searching ones. Universal revolution. 'Cause we're the universal youth of America. Universal youth of America.
And that is The Thirsting. Daniel Oberreuter is with us on the phone. Thank you so much, Daniel, for being with us today.
Oh, you're my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
We're going to get into the band a little bit, but if you could talk a little bit about your latest release first and tell us about this new release.
Oh, well, our latest release is still Universal Youth, the album. And the song that you guys just sang is the banner song for that album. And it's a pretty Catholic album. It's covered with a Vatican flag. And it's just that whole play on, the word Catholic means universal. So for Catholics, we get it that universal, it's a universal church. But I think for people that aren't Catholic, it's not quite in your face. But once you start listening to the lyrics, you go, oh, there's something different here. And hopefully they make the connection. It's Catholic.
Daniel, this is Father Reed. I said to Kevin when we were watching that the papal flag is on the ground. There's got to be some kind of a sin. And then I was glad to see you picked it up. So that's a good thing. Hey, The Thirsting, I know a little birdie told me, has traveled and played at churches and youth rallies, and you deliver obviously a high-energy show with a very powerful Catholic message, as you said. But many people think that rock music isn't fit for the Catholic message. How do you respond to that if someone were to say that to you?
Well, the first thing I have to say is, the Catholic Church was built on solid rock, right?
There you go.
St. Peter, the rock of the church, right? Anyways, I simply respond by saying, God created all forms of music, and all forms can use to praise Him. It's when we start putting bad lyrics and bad intentions with it. So there's nothing intrinsically wrong with different forms of beats. It's our intention and our purpose behind it. So if our intention is to glorify God, whatever avenue that is, that can be used to glorify God. It's always coming back to where our hearts are at, and that's we chose rock music as a medium, as a tool to communicate the truths of the Catholic faith to a culture that connects with music. Because if you turn on the radio, you turn on anything, just about everybody's listening to drums and rock and roll of some sort or some form that's been influenced by music in the last 20, 30 years. So we're using that tool of music to influence the culture and teach the truth of the faith.
Yeah, good.
You're talking about doing some youth rallies and traveling around too. What's the reaction been so far of The Thirsting?
We generally have a really good reaction. With The Thirsting, we can go really deep with acoustic concerts, and I do usually a little acoustic set within every rock concert. So we can go deep, and within that I talk on the rosary usually. But then we have a lot of fun too, and having an upbeat, exciting rock concert. Music is one of those funny things. It's like, on one hand, it's the least important thing in the world because, it's music and it's rock and we're having a lot of fun. So sometimes it's very unimportant. But on the other hand, it can be so important because music speaks to the soul. It can touch the soul in ways that other things can't. It's an art form that can touch the soul ultimately, and that's what we're about. We're just trying to get more souls to heaven.
I couldn't agree more, Daniel. We're seeing some scenes right now as we talk to you of one of the rallies with a lot of young people around you. And, you know, I'm really happy to hear you mention your appreciation, your love of that great prayer of the Rosary, because here on Catholic TV, it's one of the staples of our schedule. Can you just share a little bit more about that? Like, how did you become attached to the praying of the Rosary?
Okay, well, it's kind of funny since you mentioned TV. Well, when I was 16, you know, I was raised Catholic, but I had never gone to confession in my life. And so at 16, I went to confession for the very first time. And the penance that the priest gave me, if you can believe it, he said, your penance is to pray the Rosary every day. And so I began to do that. At 16, I'd go down to my room, I'd light a little candle. And kind of what's ironic about it is, when I was 16, I'm 33 now. When I was 16, the show Seinfeld was a really big deal. At least in our house, it was. So at 7 o'clock every night, we'd have dinner in front of the television. We'd watch Seinfeld. But after that confession, just something clicked in me, God's grace, and I realized the emptiness of television, and ultimately the emptiness of Seinfeld. And I'd go down in my room at 16 and I'd pray the Rosary while my family would be upstairs watching Seinfeld. And it was just through that time of really praying, I came to know Jesus through his mother Mary. And so the Rosary is huge. I wouldn't be talking to you all on the phone right now if it wasn't for the Rosary. It's when I'm on the road, it's the only thing I can hold on to, because you can't get to daily mass as easily. Your prayer life gets messed up when you're on the road, and so you just have to hold on to the Rosary. It keeps me solid and balanced.
Daniel, I was curious about the band too. How you guys all came together, and you know, what process was that like?
You know, I've worked with a lot of different musicians. Actually, the current band is not the original band. This band is something that I formed myself. And the process of working with different musicians has been great. You know, a couple of years ago, I had a guy who was working with me, and now he's moved on. He's on his way to become a Carmelite priest. Another guy who wasn't Catholic started working with me in the band, and now he's Catholic. So it's a process of working with different musicians, and the guys I got working with me right now are wonderful people, and they're pretty solid in their faith. So it's just a process, and working with different people that want to devote their lives to also spreading our faith.
They're great musicians too. I mean, I really appreciated that clip that I just saw. I am looking forward to hearing some more of your band and you. Where can people get the CD and learn more about the Thirsting?
The easiest place is to go to our website. It's www.thethirstingcatholic.com. So that's the, T-H-E, and then Thirsting is spelled T-H-I-R-S-T-I-G, thethirstingcatholic.com. So www.thethirstingcatholic.com.
Amazing.
You know, that just
the magic of television, it just appeared on the screen as you were saying it. Unbelievable.
That's great. Yeah, you can go there, click on there's a store page. You can download our albums or buy them. They'll ship to you, and that's the easiest way to get our music.
Wonderful. Well, Daniel Oberreuter, so great to have you. Where are you calling from, by the way? I forgot to ask.
Oh, I'm in Michigan right now.
Okay. Very good. Well, it's been great having you on the show. Look forward to getting a CD myself and playing it in my car, and have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. Happy Halloween to you, sir.
Awesome. Well, God bless you guys. Thank you.
God bless you too. Thanks a lot.